welcome to my channel and to another weigh-in. I'm going to tell you something in a minute, if I don't forget. I thought about it in the shower. I don't even know why it crossed my mind. You know, I have a terrible memory. That's why I wish I could think of more stuff to sit out here and tell y'all, but I just can't because I just don't have that good of a memory. My memory has just really gotten bad over the years. So, and here's another thing. If I don't soon break down and get a tripod, we're gonna be laying sideways trying to talk on this thing. It is falling apart. So anyway, let's do this weigh-in. I weighed in at 312 even. That always gets me when it's even. For a loss of, drum roll please, in the form of a pickup truck. 3.4 for a total of 65.1. I don't want to jinx it, because y'all know I believe in them jinxes. I feel like I've hit the right plan at the right time. I feel like I'm doing good. I'm counting my points. I'm tracking. I didn't track not fully yesterday because I had such a supper. Oh my gosh. If y'all saw my video, them barbecue country ribs, oh my gosh. I ain't trying to toot my own horn. Toot toot. I'm just kidding. I ain't got the big head at all. Trust me, I ain't got no big head. They were so good with that barbecue sauce on there. If you can find damson plum jam, make that barbecue sauce. Oh my gosh. That's one of them things that I came up with. I was saying 25 years ago. It was probably maybe 23 years ago. I was just throwing everything but the kitchen sink in on it. Just coming up with something. So I just started throwing stuff in there and tasted it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Delicious. We were sitting over there eating, and you know how long it's been since we had pork anyway. We was just eating our dinner. Dave was like, oh boy, wouldn't that be good on the smoker? I'm like, yes. Next time we smoke some meat, I'm making it. Because now I know where they got the jam at, down at the farmer's market. Check out my cup. Don't look at my fingernails. Isn't that gorgeous? That was my Happy Meal from Alex G this week. I love it. So now how my week went, I did good. Like that's what I was saying. I don't want to jinx it. How I got on because I was telling you how I did good. I don't want to jinx it. I think I've hit on something. I think I'm doing good. Maybe I just needed to mix it up a little bit and start something new. I've been tracking. For the most part, I've been weighing and measuring. Y'all know I have trouble with that, but I've got tracking pretty much under control. I'm even tracking, like if I have a banana. I don't show y'all if I have a banana. I was just like, I used to film like bananas or grapes. I'm just not taking time to film that. Y'all know that I eat a banana here and there, a boiled egg here and there. I don't eat no raw vegetables here and there. I can tell you that right now. Maybe a plum or a nectarine. So I don't film that. It's a 0-point food anyway. But I've been tracking them. Yes, now that is something new. I never used to track 0-point foods. Never. Even when I built recipes, I would not even put 0-point foods in the recipe. I have tons and tons and tons of recipes from when I've been on Weight Watchers before that I don't know how to make them because I didn't put all the ingredients. It's come back to bite me in the honey. And so if you're building recipes, put everything in there because you never know when you want to look back. So I've been doing that. I've been eating right, been practicing good healthy habits, I think. Now, with colonoscopy prep on Sunday, which I so dread having to do a 2-day prep because I don't know what it is. We missed each other on the phone yesterday trying to reschedule. So I don't have a clue if it's going to be 2 days of not eating. I ain't trying to do all that. But I guess I will if I have to. But in prep for the prep, we had Chinese. So I did eat out this week. You know, I told you on my video last night, if y'all watched my country beers recipe, I'm going to tell you, if you can find some damson plum jam, you better go for it. That's one of my better recipes. I think I said it was 25 years ago. It's probably more like 23 years ago. Where does time go? It was just like yesterday. The kids were home. Yesterday was my brother's birthday, and he said, we're getting on up there. I'm like, yeah, because mine is exactly 2 weeks from his. And he's 7 years younger than me. So we were just, I'm going to tell you a story about that. Listen, my memory is shot. I don't think up enough to sit here and talk about. Sometimes I'm wondering, what are we going to talk about? Let me try to remember. What was in the shower this morning? Why I thought of it, I don't know. And what just crossed my mind when we were kids. Ooh, there went the popo. Ooh, he's putting his brakes on. Okay. I didn't want him to be backing up. That was one, and I explained it in my video, but in case you don't watch my cooking videos, I'm going to tell you now. And if you watch my cooking video, you're going to hear it again. Back when I used to can and freeze everything, well, let me tell you first, I ate Chinese because I wanted to eat something good before I had to go a whole day without eating. So I did eat out this week. That was what I was telling you. That's what got me over to the cooking video, was I told you, I'm going to live my life. No matter what diet plan I'm on, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to have things that are not necessarily on that diet plan, but you still got to live. You might be losing weight, but you still got to live. You got to have a quality of life. You just have to, or why bother? So anyway, back when I used to can and freeze every little thing I got my hand on. I had a big case in my kitchen. We lived in a mobile home at the time, and I had a big case in my kitchen that was just shoved full of jars of stuff I canned. I mean, I canned everything, and if I couldn't can it, I froze it. I had a freezer full of stuff. So I had made some damson plum jam that year, and it just didn't set up. So it was runny, but I had like all these jars and I didn't want to waste it. I mean, damson plums are not something that are easy to get your hands on, especially nowadays, and especially since Mama's gone. When Mama was here, she would know somebody that had something to go pick, no matter what it was. She'd call me up and she goes, let's go pick corn, let's go pick okra, let's go pick damsons, let's go pick figs, let's go pick strawberries, let's go pick tomatoes, you name it, let's go pick peas. We would pick, and then we'd come home and we'd work it up. That's what we call it, working it up. We'd go home and work it up. So that's where I learned how to do everything. So I worked up everything I could, and I just did not want that jam to go to waste. And I was thinking, I think I'll make some barbecue sauce. I believe I can. So I just started mixing in everything, it seems like, but the kitchen sink, and it come out so good. It is one of my better concoctions. David has always told me, our whole marriage, that the best things I cook are the things that I just come up with when it's not a recipe. And he's right. We'd be sitting there eating, and he'd go, box it up and sell it. Yeah, he's so sweet. He'll eat anything I feed him. Bless his heart. He won't complain about nothing. And I don't feed him nothing he don't like. Now, sometimes there's things I make because there's recipes we try that we don't like. Neither one of us will eat it. Most of the time, it's something I won't eat that he's like, it's okay, and he will eat it. I'm not eating it. I ain't eating it. So what was we talking about? I have zipped across the mountain and back this morning. I don't even know where my train of thought is going. This is only my second cup of coffee, so I ain't wired. Coffee don't wire me anyway. Listen, that sleep doctor, she says, you know, caffeine does this, that, and the other. I'm like, and caffeine ain't never kept me up. I can sit there and drink a cup of coffee and fall asleep before I'm through with it. So caffeine don't do nothing like that to me. But yeah, make that barbecue sauce. Whew, that stuff is good. But them ribs, they not part of a diet. That's why I was saying I didn't try. I got the itchies. It's gonna be humid today. Whew. It's cool right here right now, but you can feel the stickiness starting to come on. What was I saying? Oh, what was I saying? Something about some ribs. The ribs by themselves ain't on no diet. That's why I didn't track. Because I didn't know I was not going to weigh them. Because I was just tired. I didn't feel like it. It was my last day. I had weeklies. I still had weeklies left. So I think I did good. Anyway. What I thought about in the shower, which I don't know where it came from. Back, I don't know, years ago, I made this, and that's when you could hear the answering machine. It wasn't like now, you just hear them talking, but you don't hear your message. That's back when you could hear your message and then them talking. So I made a message one time. It was like, hello? Hello? Hello, anybody there? Hello, I can't hear you. A long time. You ought to heard people when they finally realized that it was the answering machine. They say, I was just saying hello, 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 and I couldn't get nobody on the phone. It was hilarious. And people that would call regular got them every time. I don't even know why I thought about that. But I'll tell you something else. I went up to the post office. This got me thinking. Now, I did remember this. I went to the post office. I got an informed delivery that said you had a package delivered to a locker. So I went up there, and there was no key in my box. So I had her, and she looked, and she goes, we don't have anything for you. I'm like, well, that's weird. And so I'm like, well, that's a bummer, because I thought I had something. Because I love mail, okay? Ever since I've been a little girl, I don't know why, something about the mail I have always loved. I remember one time, I think I did it from a magazine. We could send in, like, I don't know, whatever was cheap at the time, and get this big Bonnie Bell lip balm, like probably that big around and that long, and it was peach, and the outside of it was like a light coral color. I wish I still had that thing. I'd probably still use it. That was in the 70s. So I remember the day that came, I was so excited. Well, every day I had to check the mail. This is what my brother told me. This is what my brother told me. He said, I ain't never called him a liar until now. He swears to it this day. He said that I made him go. I hate to even say it because I know it's a lie. He said that I made him go out in a hailstorm with a bucket on his head to check the mail. What a liar. I ain't never made him go out in no hailstorm with a bucket on his head to check the mail. Listen. Ooh, there went the popo again. Worst sister ever if I did that. I told you my memory is shot. That might have been one of those things. There is no way under the shining sun I made him do that. I think he's having some kind of flashback to a dream or something because there ain't no way. Anyway, I just thought, oops, I didn't mean to hit that. I thought I would tell you that because, oh, hold on. Oh, you know what? I was moving my foot the wrong way. I thought I bumped it the other way because I don't have no feeling in my face. Listen, I feel like I'm crooked. We're going to sit here crooked. That's what we're going to do. I was moving my foot the wrong way and hitting it the whole time. This is what I did yesterday. Speaking of doofus, what a doofus move. I was cooking my breakfast, and this was before I went grocery shopping. So there was 3 eggs. I was going to eat one and leave 2 for David. Well, I set it, a lot of times I'll set it on the dish drainer, which is just like a mat, so it don't roll off while I'm heating my pan up. Well, I set it on the dish towel. I washed my hands or something. I went to wipe something, and when I did, I picked up that towel, and that egg just hit the floor and splatted. I'm like, okay, rookie move. I will tell you this though. If you drop an egg, clean up the chunky parts, and salt what's left. Salt it good. Salt it like you salt a slug outside. You know how when you kill slugs, you salt them and that like dries them up or something. I don't know what it does. We salt the slugs. Listen, did you ever go around try to chase a bird and salt his tail? Because they said if you salt his tail, he quit flying. I never caught. I knew it. It's the blue beast. I knew it. Hold on. As soon as I heard it come around the corner, I looked. I could see through the trees that blue, because it's a bright blue. I never did catch me no bird. Never did get no salt on no tail. But I tried. Anyway, salt that egg. Salt it down good. Don't do the salt shaker. Get it out of the... Listen back there. Get it out of the salt box. Let it sit there a few minutes. It'll wipe right up. Now you'll have to like clean up the wet residue, but the slimy stuff, the egg white, it'll pull right up. Matter of fact, it'll roll some salt up on you. Well, then you got to get the salt up. That's a little trick I learned over the years. I thought I would pass that along. So I don't know what else we're gonna talk about. I haven't told you about the bucket. Coming up this week. Did they not know we trying to talk out here? Coming up this week, we gonna cook out Sunday. So we gonna have hot dogs and hamburgers. I'll probably make some tater salad and some deviled eggs and some tater chips. And Mama's bringing a birthday cake. I done told you. She says she put me and my brother's name on it. And I've done told you this too. We would a lot of years had our birthday together, and she would try to put it right in the middle because we're exactly 2 weeks apart. His is first and mine's second. She would try to put it right in the middle. So, I mean, she was a single mom. 2 birthday parties, not exactly the easiest thing to do, especially 2 weeks apart, and especially for somebody that got paid once a month. Listen, she told us we knew when she got paid because we'd be sitting out on the doorstep waiting on her to come home. And our big thing was either the grocery store or Kmart's. We wanted to go to one or the other. The grocery store usually, because all the good food had done run out. I mean, what did they say? A lot of months left at the end of the money. So we go to the grocery store, one big shop. And if we didn't make it last, we didn't make it last. So we was ready for the payday. And I'm sure that was hard on her, trying to get her bills paid, raise 2 children, no child support, do it all on her own. So I know it was hard. She used to, we didn't have much. We was poor in the sense of we didn't live with a dirt floor in the house. We lived in this house, but that's when her and my brother's daddy bought it, and how it ended up, she got it, blah blah blah. So we didn't have much because we didn't have much, and I was raised to appreciate everything I did have, to accept it, but not know it. Does that make truck? I accepted the fact that we didn't have nothing, but I didn't know we didn't have nothing because that's all I know. She would do like she said, she would do things like, if she made cupcakes, she would tint the frosting so all the cupcakes would have different colors, because that was her way of making something special out of nothing. So that's how I was raised. I was raised that you appreciate everything, and like when we were talking about gifts on the tag the other day, I really cannot pick out a favorite gift, because to me all gifts are equal. It don't matter what it is, or who gave it to you, or how much it cost, or if it even came from a thrift store. I don't care. I was raised, you accept what you are given, you accept it graciously, and you thank them. And that's how I was raised. And so that, I'll bump that again. That's why it was hard for me to pick a favorite gift. Now, I've had things that have excited me more than other things, obviously. I mean, that's just human nature. But to sit here and pick one out, I couldn't do it, because it's like on Friends when Phoebe made those oatmeal raisin cookies, and she said she didn't make them often because it wasn't fair to the other cookies. That's what I said. It wasn't fair to the other gifts if I was to pick one, which I couldn't think of one anyway. So, but that, and I remember, like if we had pork chops and I wanted a second pork chop, she would always say I could have it because she wasn't hungry anyway. Even if she didn't eat a pork chop. Let's say she had 3 pork chops, one for me, one for my brother, and one for her. If I was still hungry, she would say she wasn't hungry, and she wouldn't eat it. That's how she did. That's kind of so. See, I never knew, and I didn't know. I'm a mother now, so I know when I give up something that, oh my gosh, what a big old boat. That was a pontoon boat. He going to the river today. Wow. I may want something. I will give it up for my kids in no time flat. It don't matter. So I know where that's coming from now. Listen, I got a mail Sebastian. RJ messaged me yesterday, wondered could I mail Sebastian back his little Mega Man cartridge. He normally, for his Switch, he normally puts his games back in his case, but I guess he just didn't. Well, obviously he just did. So I'm going to go and mail him back. I think I'm going to wrap it in some bubble wrap and put it in one of those hard cardboard envelopes that you get priority mail at the post office, because I know he's missing it. I think I'm going to stick a little letter in there to him. Hopefully they'll read it to him. Surely they would. But anyway, that's all I know today. Let me think. I've told you everything I can think of. That's pretty much it. So let me see if I can remember from memory. 312, 3.4, 65 point something. Listen, I'm getting close to that 70-pound mark, which was the most I have lost was 70 pounds, and that was a couple years ago, and I ain't got back there yet. My fingers are crossed I can keep this going. Oh my gosh, y'all throw all them positive vibes at me, because it makes me want to keep going, but I just hope I can without giving in. I'm trying to make sure I get the healthy food in, but trying to make sure I have a treat too, semblance of something normal. So that's it for me today. I'm happy with my results, and so that's all I know. And I will see you in my next video.